Hi and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make butter slime. The first step is to empty your glue into a container. After all the glue is in the container, open the shaving cream, shake it, and put a lot of shaving cream in the container. You want to fill up the container most of the way because you want to make a very fluffy slime. Then take a mixing utensil like a spoon or a spatula and mix it completely, making sure to mix all the glue with the shaving cream. Set your container aside and get a cup of hot water and mix in a teaspoon of borax. You can find borax in the laundry aisle at most stores. Now get your glue and shaving cream mixture in front of you and pour in some of your borax solution, about a teaspoon or so at a time. You want to do this very slowly. After each teaspoon, you want to mix your solution. You will start seeing the slime form as you mix. So because I've been interested in slime for a while now, and because I work with kids, I wanted to know why slime works. So I decided to do a little bit of research. So what I found out is that glue is made up of polymers. And what polymers are groups of molecules that are linked together like in chains. When you mix the water and the borax together, they create what's called a borate ion. When the borax solution is mixed with the glue solution, the borate ions help to connect the polymers from the glue together. And when they connect enough of them, they connect together and create the slime. I couldn't find anything of why the cornstarch changes it to butter slime and why it makes it spread the way it does. So if any of you know why it does this, please let me know. If it becomes too hard to mix with a spoon, take it out of the container, put it on a work surface, and continue to add more of the solution, about a teaspoon at a time. When your slime is on your work surface, knead it with your fingers by poking it and then pulling in the corners and continuing to poke it. Because I work with kids, I like butter slime a little bit better than regular slime, and that's because it doesn't stick to the clothes like regular slime does. Regular slime sticks to the clothes very easily and it can ruin clothes very quickly. Butter slime just doesn't stick to the clothes, which is awesome. But as a side note, if you put too much of the borax solution in your slime, you can tell this because it'll break instead of stretching. Get a container that's larger than your slime and fill it with hot water and put your slime in it, and then continue just to poke at your slime and stretching it and kneading it for about 5 minutes, and then take your slime out and put it on your work surface. Yes, it'll be wet. At this point, you should be able to stretch it and play with it as slime. Knead it for a couple of minutes and see if it's better. If it still seems that it's not as stretchy as it should be, put it back in the hot water for another couple of minutes until it's the right consistency. Once the slime is at the correct consistency, you're able to stretch it and pull it and play with it like slime. It's time to add the cornstarch. There's a couple of ways you can do this. I found it easier to keep it on the table and just add a little bit of cornstarch at a time. You can also put it in a clean container and add a lot of cornstarch and just knead it in the container. This is completely up to you. It did take a little bit longer doing it a little at a time. You do end up using a lot of cornstarch. I used almost a whole container. For this step, you're going to put the cornstarch in and just continue kneading cornstarch into the slime until it is the consistency you can spread it with a butter knife. If it looks like your slime is getting stringy, it's okay. Continue to knead it because that's what happened to mine, and if you knead it, it kind of works itself back together. Once you are able to spread your slime, and it spreads just like butter and it is complete, this is where you can add your color. Because the 4th of July is coming up in a couple of days, I decided to make my slime red, white, and blue. So I separated my slime into 3 different piles. The first piece I made red. I decided to try coloring it with paint because I usually use food coloring. So I tried to use paint. this time. And it turned out the paint didn't make it as bright as I wanted, so I added food coloring to it anyway. Whatever kind of color you add, you put some in the middle, and you just continue kneading it and folding it into the middle until your whole thing is completely colored. The second color I used was blue. Again, I tried with the paint first and then added food coloring at the end. You can add whatever kind of coloring you want to add. I've seen people use eyeshadows. I've seen people use just pigmented colors. It's up to you. Once I was done coloring it, it's really ready to play with. You can put it away or you can play with it. I put mine in an airtight container. I layered mine red, white, and blue. When I decided to take the slime out to play with it, with minimal kneading, the slime ended up with a cool marble effect because of the 3 colors. But then after I kneaded it a lot and playing with it a lot, it turned into a light purple. So if you only want to do one color, you get a cool one color thing. If you do multiple colors, just be prepared that the colors do end up mixing eventually. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up, comment what you'd like to see next, and subscribe. Have a fun and safe 4th of July. See you next week. Goodbye.